setting up in a 1-3-1 offense. Now, Bridgman down the right side to Murphy. Murphy lets it go off that right side. No good. Battle under those boards. It's a loose ball. Saved by Wesley Cox in the left corner. Outside to Philip Bond. Bond pulls the trigger at 22 feet. Good. Philip Bond gives Louisville a 4-2 lead. U of L picking up all over the court, but man-to-man. No zone presses. McCarter again works it up over the time stripe. Gives to Turkovich. Off on the right side to Myers. Myers guarded by Wesley Cox. Out to McCarter. He's guarded by Philip Bond in the right corner. Here is a shot by Johnson. No good. Rebounded by Bill Bunton. That's a loose ball. Picked up inside by Wesley Cox. He gets it out to Bunton. Bunton, a one-bounce dribble. Gives to Philip Bond. Bond crosses the time stripe. He checks. Cross-courts it to Wesley Cox. Cox in his move. Walks. The first turnover for Louisville gives it to UCLA, with Louisville leading it 4-2. We've played almost 2 minutes. Myers will put it in play, gives it to McCarter. They abandon him to work things out against Louisville's Philip Bond. McCarter gets it over the stripe. He's still on the dribble, works to the right side, back into the key, goes into the circle, puts it a bad pass off. The Turkovich goes, he gets it. Now he's dribbling, fires to Myers, up to a 15-footer, good. So Dave Myers has hit 2 for 2 right off that free throw line to tie it up 4-all. Denny Crum had a word with Wesley Cox as he came by. Wesley, with a lot of bandage on that right knee, sets up. Here's Bond. Goes to Cox, just to the right side of the circle. They go low. And here's a jump shot by Bridgman. Junior Bridgman got that 8-footer on the baseline to make it 6-4 Louisville. Over the line comes McCarter. Gives to Turkovich. Turkovich circles off to the right. Gets a screen from Myers and hits from the outside. About a 16-footer by Turkovich. Ties it up, 6-all. We've got a dandy going. UCLA is 3 for 4. Bond in on the attack for Louisville. Gives to Bridgman. Off on the right side to Murphy. Murphy looks under. Looking for Bridgman. Goes instead to Bunton. Top of the key. He looks. Goes to the right side. Bridgman fires it. Good. Junior Bridgman, red hot. Has 6 of Louisville's 8 points. The Cards lead 8-6. Bridgman's 3 for 3. Here's McCarter getting over the line, and Bond is chasing him. Turkovich takes it. Turkovich goes in the middle to Washington. Shovels it out on the left side. Here's McCarter to the corner with a jumper. No good. Tap back out. Put up on a jump shot. Good by Rich Washington, the center. Hit about a 10-footer to tie it 8-all. 4 tie scores. Hey, no place here for the timid. Up over the line comes Philip Bond. He sort of circles off to the left side in no hurry. There's been no running so far. Here's a foul on Turkovich. He tried to bat the ball away from Junior Bridgman. Got him. Pete Turkovich commits the first foul of the ball game. Louisville will get it out of bounds.
UCLA, King Wood has missed only 2 shots, both by McCarter. And University of Louisville has missed 3. 1 by Bunton, 2 by Murphy.
All right, here's Murphy with it. He had a notion. His 18-footer, a good screen is right there, bottom of the net. Alan Murphy makes it 10-8, Louisville. UCLA streaking back. Over the line is McCarter, and Philip Bond is putting all the pressure he wants on him. Myers in the top of the key, and here is a pass off, and it's a bad pass, loose ball. Louisville's got it. Wesley Cox throwing cross court, knocked out of bounds by Dave Myers. He goes spilling into the end zone seats. Boy, he gives you a lot of hustle. But it's still Louisville's ball. The Cards can get their biggest lead of the ball game if they can put this one in. They're on top 10-8. But the crowd grows to a hush because David Myers has not come out of that spill as yet. He comes out very slowly. All right, he's okay. You know, he's coming off an injury. Bond gives him to Murphy. Outside it comes to Bridgman. Bridgman cross-courts it on the right side. Now they go into Cox. Cox, a fall-away jumper at 12. Good. Wesley Cox. And Louisville leads by 4, 12-8. That's the biggest lead that the Cards have held. Louisville has hit 6 out of 8. They're red hot right now. Here's a pass inside to Washington. He goes up at 10 feet. It is no good. And way up is Wesley Cox. Clears it out to Bond. Bond runs it into front of the court, still moving. He's wide open at 15. It's in. Good. Popped out and back in. And Philip Bond. And Louisville goes out to lead it by 6, 14-8. UCLA with the ball. Driving is McCarter. He goes up at 8 feet. It's no good. Rebounded by Murphy for Louisville. Long pass up. Here goes Wesley Cox for the basket. Puts it up, no good. Followed in by Bridgman, but he won't count. Myers got Murphy. Dave Myers picks up his first foul of the ball game. Number 2 against the Bruins of UCLA. And stepping to the line will be Allen.
Rebounded UCLA 4-1. There haven't been very many missed shots. UCLA is 4 of 8 for 50%. Louisville is 7 of 9 for 78%. Louisville leads the basketball game by 6 at 14-8. Can move it on out to 8 as they go up to the free throw line with Wesley Cox. Haywood.
Yes, I think we mistakenly said Alan Murphy would be on the stripe. It is Wesley Cox. Cox is on the line for 2. First free throws of the ball game. First one from Wesley Cox is up. No good. 14-8, Louisville by 6. Wesley Cox puts up number 2. Rolling in, good. So Louisville moves 8. McCarter over the stripe quickly for UCLA, working on Philip Bond. Bond doing a great job on him. All right, here's Turgovich, circles behind. He drives left side. Bond sticks him on switch. Turgovich puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Bill Button. He gets it out to Alan Murphy. Murphy in offensive court to Bond. They set it up left side. It goes to Cox. Cox looks in, gets into Bill Button. He bounces low, and here's Murphy to the baseline. Fall away jumper at 10. Good. And Louisville beginning to draw away now. Leads by 9, 17-8. UCLA favored to win this one. All right, the bounce pass goes into David Myers. He breaks for the basket. Puts on the brakes with a jumper. Good. Myers has 6. And Louisville with the ball. We've played a little better than 6.5 minutes of the game. It's Philip Bond. Check. There's that alley-oop. But it's out of bounds and touched last by Louisville. Okay, Bond goes on out now to challenge McCarter and comes over the line, works to the left side. He's a long range from the basket, still on the dribble. Checks, slips it in there. Washington, a 16-footer, good. Rich Washington is a tall center, but he has done his shooting outside. He has hit 2 of 3. 17-12. Louisville lead down to 5. They led by 9. Bond moves in. Philip Bond, right side to Cox. Cox goes inside. Here's a maneuver inside, and a shot no good. Hitting the floor was Bridgman. He got his shot away. UCLA running it out the other way. Here's Myers stopping, passing inside to Washington open. It was partially deflected, apparently. Looked like he had a gimme. UCLA people thought it was goaltending, but the referee said, nope, deflected, blocked. So Louisville sets it up now. On the left side, it comes to Cox. There's that alley-oop into Bridgman. Is broken up, but picked up and put in by Murphy. Alert play by Alan Murphy. And it's 19-12. Yes, 19-12. Louisville on top now by 7. 9's been the biggest. UCLA's McCarter. He was on the left side. Johnson's long one. Got it. Marcus Johnson gets his first 2. 19-14. We've got a good one brewing here. Philip Bond down over the time stripe. Bridgman is with him. He motions Bridgman under, but now it's Bond who circles off to the right side. Looks for Cox. Can't find him. Bridgman breaks. He doesn't like what he sees. Cross-courts it to Cox. Cox a 15-footer right off the stripe. No good. Tapped up. No good. Look at Louisville. Jump tapped in. Bill Button gets credit for it. 21-14. Louisville by 7. UCLA with the ball. Here's Washington with it on a high pivot. He moves with it himself off to the right. Puts on the brakes at 10. No good. He's fouled by Button. That's his first. Louisville's first. Bond looks at Murphy, now tightens it up, comes on the left side. Bridgman's got all day, lets it fly, write it down. Junior Bridgman, good outside shooter, racks up number 8, and Louisville leads 23-14, equaling the longest lead of the ball game. McCarter over the stripe for UCLA. Breaks inside, goes for the basket, puts it up, good. Andre McCarter gets his first 2, and there was a whipping drive blasting right down the lane. 23-16, Louisville still on top. Strom yells something to Bond, who passes him, comes in to Louisville's offensive end of the court, dances off to the right side, moves halfway to the corner, whips inside. Murphy puts it up. It's good. Alan Murphy having a good game. 25-16, Louisville hitting a phenomenal percent. With a 9-point lead for the third time. 12 out of 17 for the Redbirds. That's what a hot hand they have from the floor. McCarter can't get away from Bond. On the right side to Turgovich, he walks. Louisville is hitting 71%. Oh, they have a hot hand. Here is Bridgman with it. He's trying to go one-on-one with Turgovich. Changes his mind out to Bond. Louisville running a little stack inside. It's knocked down. Bridgman couldn't quite get the handle on it. UCLA comes up with the ball as Louisville commits its second turnover. McCarter with it. Long-range offensive court to Turgovich. Turgovich circles to the right side. Alan Murphy goes with him defensively. Washington takes it right on the free throw stripe. Goes inside to Johnson, but it's a 3-second. In the lane too long against UCLA for the Bruins' 4th turnover. Louisville forcing UCLA into the turnovers. And the Cards come on the attack. Could get their biggest lead of the ball game if they can come down and put 2 on the boards. Bond trying to do that right now. Left side to Murphy. Murphy hands it back to Philip Bond. They go inside to Wesley Cox. His move on the baseline deflected, and Washington comes up with a loose ball. And he gets it off. Oh, almost picked off by Wesley Cox. McCarter comes up with a save, though. Over the line. He checks. Goes off the left side. They go low to Washington. Jump shot baseline. Good. Rich Washington gets his 6 points. 25-18. Louisville with the lead and with the ball. UCLA will be making a change. UCLA's at 9 of 15. They're shooting well. All right. Bridgman. Left side to Wesley Cox. Louisville likes to run all those little screens inside to get daylight. Murphy's got it. He puts it up off the stripe. Misses this one. Wesley Cox, though, claims the rebound. He has them all batted down and out of bounds. It'll be Louisville's ball from its own end zone. UCLA making a change as Washington is lifted, and Ralph Dollinger, 7 feet 1, comes into the ball game. Wesley Cox has 5 rebounds already. He's 6'5", but he can go a mile high, and strangely enough, he outplayed Washington in the Derby Classic back in Louisville a couple of years ago when they were just high school seniors. 10:13 to go. Time out on the court with a score. Louisville 25, UCLA 18.
Without the express written consent of Jim Host and Associates, is strictly prohibited. Louisville has out-rebounded UCLA 10-2. Wesley Cox has 5. Louisville 67%. UCLA 60. Kaywood.
Louisville has the ball in bounds, working it right now. Junior Bridgman straight away at long range, goes to the right side to Murphy. Murphy looks under as Bridgman maneuvers. He's got it on the baseline, and holding him in there is Dollinger, the 7'1" junior who just came in. Bond out of bounds, floats it to Murphy. Murphy sets 18 feet away, in and stays, rimmed and stayed right there. Allen. 27-18, Louisville leads by 9 points. That's the 4th time the Redbirds have been that far on top. Here goes McCarter, breaking, trying to get through, and Philip Bond going with him is overguarding. Turkovich turns and goes the other way. He's into the key, can't go. Turkovich comes out and takes it. Murphy made a stab at the ball, didn't get it. McCarter takes it back. Louisville is sticky, man-to-man. They go inside, and here's Dollinger trying to put it up, but a foul called inside on somebody from Louisville.
Ricky Gallen, the freshman, who took the ball game out.
So UCLA gets it out of bounds. It's intercepted. Here goes Alan Murphy running. Going with him is Johnson. Murphy shoots. It is blocked by Johnson. And here's McCarter going to Turkovich. He's got the step, and it's no good. But it's going to be called goaltending, I think. Who'd you give that one to? Turkovich, right. We thought they signaled goaltending. On with it. Left side it goes, taking back. Bond tries one. In and out. No good. Almost went. Rebounded by Johnson for UCLA. He gives to McCarter. Bond challenging him. McCarter's up over the line. He's driving. Here he goes. Puts it up. No good. Boy, and I mean, he threw that ball way up on the board because Louisville is beginning to intimidate this taller UCLA team. They can't get it over their hands. Bridgman trying one inside. No good. Tapped up. No good. Gallen's got it. The freshman fires on the baseline. No good. Rebounded by UCLA, and Bridgman is called for overguarding. Coming up on his back, really. McCarter brings it over the strike. UCLA into Dollinger. Dollinger turns, looks at the basket, puts up about a 16-footer. No good. Rebound good by Turkovich. Does it count? Doesn't count. Dollinger back on the line. 7'1" junior from La Mesa, California. A left-hander. It's this one. Louisville still by 6 as Brown comes up over the strike. UCLA has gone to a zone. Or have they? It is into Bridgman, away from him and out of bounds, and he thought that Turkovich, an old teammate from high school, bumped him a little bit. Sticky man-to-man. McCarter working on Brown. Can't get away, but he's still moving. Now he drives to the baseline, goes up for his jumper. Good. McCarter hitting an 8-footer on the right baseline. 27-23 as Louisville's lead is reduced to 4. Danny Brown with it over the strike. Off to the right side. UCLA is man-to-man, but boy, they're really sagging. They're playing about a half zone right now. Here's Murphy on the left side. Walks. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
WHAS, Louisville.
The timeline for UCLA. And they're really big now. Dollinger, the 7'1" players in there. They've also got Washington. Turkovich with the ball. Goes up at 12 feet. Good. I'll tell you, though, Louisville has got UCLA putting an awful lot of arch on that ball. And UCLA is a much taller team. They go 7'1", 6'8", 6'9" on that front line. Here's Junior Bridgman. He goes to Danny Brown. He sets at 15. Write it down. Danny Brown didn't take long to get on the board. And it's 29-25. Louisville leading by 4. Their biggest has been 9. They've held it 4 times. UCLA, Coach Johnny Wooden making a lot of personnel changes to try to get something working. Turgovich with the ball, gives to McCarter. McCarter breaks into the circle, puts it up coming in. It's no good. Tapped up, no good. Rebounded by Bridgman for the Louisville Cardinals. Bringing it down himself. Bridgman, long pass in the left corner. It's taken by Whitfield, is into the game. Here's Danny Brown working. Brown looking under. Looking for it. Goes to Murphy, top of the keyhole. Murphy drives. Angles off to the left side. Gets the screen at 10 feet. Misses this shot. Rebounded by UCLA. Dollinger throws it out to Washington. Brown is back. Washington drives on him. Puts it up. No good. And I think Washington will be stuck with a charging foul there. Yes. 5. Louisville by 4 and with the ball. Bridgman to Brown. The right side. It goes to Cox. Cox hands it to Brown. Back to Cox. Cox gives outside to Bridgman. Bridgman on the dribble. Comes up on the left side to Wesley Cox. They look at the maneuvers inside. Outside it comes to Brown. To Murphy. Murphy gives to Gallen. Ricky Gallen, the freshman. He's been getting bumped pretty good in there. Now he's come out high. He was low. All right, Louisville working it. Left side to Cox. There's the alley-oop. It didn't work. Missed. Dollinger's got the rebound. Bridgman missed that one. He just missed it. It was there. Here's a pass. Jump shot out of the left corner. No good by Dollinger, the big fella. Fight for the ball inside. And Louisville's Danny Brown scoops it up and comes out of it. Louisville really digging for the loose ball. 5:46 to go in a half. Alan Murphy on the left side. Gives in. Turn around by Gallen. In and out. No good. Rebounded by Dave Myers. He comes out to McCarter. Cross court to Turgovich driving. Here he goes. Lays it up. It's good. And trying to draw the charge, they said no call on Wesley Cox. Turgovich has 8 points. It's 29-27, Louisville by 2. 5:25 to go in the half. Bridgman walks it up over the stripe of the dribble and gives to Brown. Back to Bridgman. On the right side to Murphy. Murphy looks inside. Goes to Gallen on the high pivot. Gallen has the ball knocked away. Chases it down, gives back to Danny Brown. Brown on the dribble. Gives to Bridgman. Right side to Murphy. Murphy on the alley-oop again. This time he hits the edge of the board. It'll go out of bounds and over to UCLA. That was not Junior's fault. He caught the edge of the board with that one.
Louisville's been successful in pulling off the alley-oop at one time this afternoon. They've had it open several times.
Rick Wilson puts in his first appearance. A freshman, 6'4" from Louisville. And we see Bill Buttons coming back in, but UCLA wants a timeout with 5:06 left in the first half. Timeout on the court for the score. Louisville 29, UCLA 27.
Louisville has 15 rebounds. UCLA has 9. UCLA is making a run at the University of Louisville Cardinals. As UCLA is now hit on 13 of 23. Louisville hit on 14 of 28. Louisville has enjoyed as much as a 9-point lead. They now hold on by 29-27. 5:06 to go. Quite a ball game. And UCLA's ball. Here's Kaywood Lutker.
Louisville, a very deep team, has already gone 9 deep. Denny Crum likes to go to his bench. He has faith in it, but UCLA with the ball now. A chance to tie. There's a floater inside to Washington. He puts it up and in. Rich Washington ties it up. 29 all. Louisville had a 9-point lead 4 times, but the Bruins are back. Louisville attacking now. Left side, it goes to Bridgman. Bridgman clears it out to Brown, balancing the floor. Back on the left side. Now this time to Wilson. Wilson comes out, gives it to Brown. They work to the right side, but in backcourt. Now down the left side to Bridgman. Bridgman, guarded by his old high school teammate, gets the pass back outside, and now here's Wesley Cox one-on-one, going up for a 15-footer that's good. And he's fouled on the shot. Wesley Cox.
Rick Washington draws the personal. That's his second K with.
Free throw is no good, but boy, battling for it. Finally, Dollinger gets it. Clears it out to McCarter. UCLA on the run. Here is Dave Myers. 15-footer is bouncing up no good. And they scrap for it on the board. Louisville digs it out. They've got a 2-on-1. Now knocked away by Turgovich. McCarter saves it, but still a loose ball, and coming up with it is Cox, and he's called for steps. Coach Denny Crum thought he drew a body block. That's 8 turnovers for Louisville, and he didn't like it. A 2-point lead. And here's a bat away by Bridgman, but they say he was reaching up over the shoulder. That's his second. It's been tied 5 times. Louisville leading by 2, 31-29. Right now in a fine game. 4 minutes left in the first half. McCarter off on the right side to Turgovich, but he's at long range. He's already dribbled. Back to McCarter. McCarter floats it inside to Washington. He's playing the low post. Turns with a jump shot. No good. Misses off the baseline. Wesley Cox has got it on a run out for Louisville. He bounces off, and here driving open is Wilson. He missed the shot. He traveled anyway. I'll guarantee it. All right, Dave Myers with it. Turgovich trying to get a screen, can't find it. Gives to McCarter as Myers goes down. He backs out of there and wait till the traffic holds up a little bit. UCLA setting up in a 1-3-1 offense. Off to the left side goes McCarter. Clears it to Turgovich. His 20-footer straight away is no good. Had it up, no good. Had it up, no good. Strapped for the ball. Tapped up. Rollinger goes back up, good. Here is Danny Brown with it. On the right side, it goes to Wesley Cox. He gives to Brown, who's gone to the right side. Back to Cox, his 18-footer. No good, but I think he was fouled on the shot by Rollinger. Rollinger picks up number 2. Free throw, and Cox fires. No good. Big kicker over there. They fight for it. Who's got it? UCLA is McCarter. Ball's down. Loose ball. Cox picks it up. He flips it up. It rolls off. Grabs for it out of bounds. Louisville's ball. No, beg your pardon. UCLA's ball. At least more freely than Coach Johnny Wooden has. The inbounds pass. And a foul is going to be called in there on Bridgman. So Louisville does not want to lose Junior Bridgman. He's picked up 3. 2:45 left in the half. A good one going. This one's good. And UCLA finally nudges ahead of the Cards. 33-32. The Cards come right back. Philip Bond moves in. Gives it off to Brown. They work to the right side to Wesley Cox. He wants to go in. Comes out to Bond instead. Murphy with it. Just on the free throw stripe. To the left side of the circle now. Tries to drive. Dave Myers on him. Jump shot. Myers got him. He didn't like it, but yes, sir. Got him on the wrist. Louisville back to lead. The free throw is up. It's there. Dead center with it. 34-33. Louisville leading in a full court man-to-man. Myers looking. McCarter gets away from Bond long enough to get the inbounds pass. He's double teamed, so he floats it back to Myers. Myers drives it over the stripe. Throws it over there to Washington. Washington moves in. Throws it away. Loose ball, and Louisville lost it back to him. Button couldn't get the handle on it. He had it. He was a little surprised to see it come to him. McCarter working on the left side, halfway to the corner. He pivots, comes back outside, still on the dribble. Turgovich joins him in backcourt and takes the pass. Turgovich tightens it up. Murphy with him. Turgovich gives back to McCarter. McCarter for UCLA looking. Now he whips back to Turgovich, his teammate in backcourt. He drives the lane. Underhanded shot is no good. Strapped for it. And picked up by Louisville. Out to Bond. Bond driving down the middle. Fast break for the Cards. Bond puts on the brakes. Can't get through. He waits. Wesley Cox a little late coming down, so they wait for him and set it up now. Bond, left side. It goes to Whitfield, is back in the game. Bond takes it on the left side. Goes to Wesley Cox on the baseline. Back out to Bond. Back to Wesley Cox. He called for it. Here's a spinning jumper. It is tapped in. Whoa! Way up there was Bill Button for the follow. 36-33. Louisville leading. Pass up to Washington in the offensive end of the court for the Bruins. He waits. He can't find anybody open. Gets it out to McCarter. McCarter driving. Still Bond on him. McCarter gives it back to Washington. They go low to Drollinger. Outside it comes to McCarter. He tightens it up, goes up at 12 feet, and misses the shot. Tapped up, no good. Myers taps it, no good. And Myers is called for being up on somebody's back, and Dave Myers picks up his third. They'll walk it to the other end, where Louisville will be on the stripe. Kicks off, no good. Rebounded by Johnson, who just came in. 37-33 with 1 minute to go. Louisville leading UCLA. UCLA with the ball. McCarter on the left side. He gives to Washington. Throwing for Dollinger. The big man's got it. Fake. Goes up. No good. He walked. If you've ever seen UCLA play, you can't believe, but they have. Played super. With the ball now is Whitfield, and he gives to Bond. Bond. Looking it way out deep. Now he tightens it up. Goes in on the high post to Button. Button turns. Looking over the situation. Left side to Bond. Bond bounces low to Murphy. Murphy throws it up. No good. Turgovich. That hit the edge of the board, actually. Murphy just lost control of it. UCLA's got it. Moving the other way. 23 seconds to go in the half. Left side to Washington. He whips it off to Johnson. Johnson turns. A 12-footer. No good. Fights for his own rebound. Can't get it. And I believe he was up on somebody's back. Yes. Louisville blocking off beautifully on those rebounds. And Johnson driving to the left corner, puts up a jumper, no good. Battle for it, loose ball, Louisville's got it. Wesley Cox going at the horn. The first half is over with Louisville leading UCLA 37-33. Halftime comment shortly. This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
And Fred the Fox Snowden from Arizona, and they saw him play recently, and they said that he's ready for the pros right now, but he is definitely coming in. We'll have the finest players in the country again to come in and play against our Kentucky and Indiana kids.
The Kentucky, you were telling me earlier, Kentucky's ball players this year seem to have a real fine group of smaller players. Indiana seems to be with the big ones this season. Is this still holding true?
Yes. I have one more player to invite from Indiana. The Kentucky team, I'm pretty set on it, but it's going to be small. It's going to be a small team. It's going to be quick. But a couple years ago, we had a small team that went out and won.
The way this works, in the case of people who are listening do not know, is that Max takes players in Kentucky and Indiana, and they actually just burst the world because he brings people in from all over the country to play. Now, a question we have to ask you is that have you got it cleared up down in Florida where you could possibly take a guy out of there and still the High School Athletic Association of that state, barring any players from coming out?
I think that some coaches down there have brought some pressure, no, not pressure, but in discussing the situation down there, because it is a shame that a player from Florida cannot get national attention like he could get coming to play in the Derby Classic. But I think we'll see us possibly having some players out of Florida this year, and I feel certain that we will in future years, and that they will rescind that rule, and the players will be allowed to leave the state then.
You named the coaches for this year's squad?
No, I haven't. Not yet, Ralph.
And thank you for being with us. Best of luck in the Derby Festival this year.
Okay, Ralph. The best thing I've seen here so far is the UCLA cheerleaders.
And this ball game. One vote there, you may recruit them, huh?
Right. I'd like to bring them in.
Let's take a look at the official stats here at halftime. The University of Louisville is sitting on 13 of 32 for 50% in the first half. They have hit on 5 of 10 for 50% from the free throw line of the first half. They pulled out 22 rebounds and committed 7 fouls, had 11 assists and 10 turnovers in the first half. For UCLA, they are hit on 15 of 32 for 46.9. They are 3 of 6 from the free throw line for 50%. They have pulled out 16 rebounds, 6 fewer than the University of Louisville. They have 9 personal fouls, 2 more than the University of Louisville. They have 6 assists and 7 turnovers, 3 fewer than the University of Louisville. They also have fewer points. 37-33, the University of Louisville leads the UCLA Bruins here at halftime. This is Ralph Hacker along with Kaywood Letford, and we're happy that you could join us here on the University of Kentucky's Basketball Network, and we're very, very pleased to be able to bring you the University of Louisville. And perhaps we'll have that classic matchup that has been so much talked about through the entire year with the University of Louisville Cardinals and the University of Kentucky Wildcats in the championship game to see which team brings back the great big trophy to the Commonwealth of Kentucky. We told you that the governor of the Commonwealth, Julian Carroll, is here. He spoke as he went by at halftime. He, on the first ball game, stayed over in the Kentucky reading section. In this ball game, Mr. Carroll and John Y. Brown, with whom we spoke at halftime of the first game, got up and moved over to this side. They're sitting in the middle of the University of Louisville cheering section here at the moment. We'll be back to start the second half. Tip off in just a moment after we pause for this message. This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
Feel the morning breeze, see the morning sunshine, you can...
Louisville leads before 15,151, 2,000 more than capacity. Louisville leads before 15,151, 2,000 more than capacity of this gymnasium over UCLA, 37-33. As the Cardinals are down on our right, taking their warm-up shots. Down to our left, the UCLA Bruins. A program reminder that immediately following this ball game, we'll have the Coach Joe Hall comment that usually follows the University of Kentucky broadcast. But because time limitations between the two ball games, Joe Hall will be on following this ball game, the University of Louisville and UCLA. And we hope that you'll join us over most of these same stations. What an exciting ball game. UCLA, you can bet, will not beat themselves in this second half of play. They did not in the first half. It was Louisville that beat them in the first half. We would expect Louisville to carry the battle to them just the same as they did in the first half. Louisville not a big ball club by any stretch of the imagination, but they have great leading ability and have been shooting considerably better than anybody else in the tournament so far. Here to call the second and final half of this basketball game to see who will play the University of Kentucky on Monday night in the finals of the NCAA is Kaywood Letford. 37-33, Louisville leading. Washington moves in to jump against Louisville's Bill Button. Here comes the toss. It's up. The second half is underway. The tap goes to UCLA. McCarter with it. I beg your pardon. That was Johnson with it. Just to McCarter. McCarter to Turgovich. Turgovich inside to Myers. Myers to McCarter. Breaks in with a little jumper. No good. Tapped in by Washington. Richmond brings it over the stripe. He checks. Goes to Philip Bond. Right back to Richmond. The left side to Murphy. Murphy gives it to Richmond on the left side long range. Out to Murphy. 20-footer straight out. No good.
Rebounded by Button for Louisville. He whips it off on the right side. Murphy tries to come over on that side, and it's no good again. Rebounded by Turkovic. Turkovic hurrying out for UCLA, weaving his way up court, still moving, drives, flips it up, coming in, no good. Button claims it for Louisville. Fast break the other way. Bridgman and Bond. Bridgman slows it up, waits, they'll set it up. Louisville will take the break, but they won't throw it up there unless they have the break and the good shot. It's a very patient team. Bond with it. He throws to Murphy. Murphy's 10-footer right side. Hangs up, goes in. Murphy gets his 14th point, and it's 39-35. There's a looper inside to Myers. He puts it up and in for UCLA. Dave Myers gets his 8th point. 39-37, Louisville by 2. We've got a dandy working here. Up over the stripe with it comes Bridgman for Louisville. Off on the left side to Murphy. Murphy gives it to Bridgman on the left side. Whips it in, knocked away from Wesley Cox out of bounds. It'll be Louisville's ball. Bond takes it. Right side to Murphy. Murphy to Bond. To Murphy. Murphy with daylight right off the top of the key. No good. Allen's kind of lost his shooting eye. Chased down by Junior Bridgman. They come back outside with it. Bond. U of L dominating the boards against this much taller team. Inside to Murphy. Knocked down. Out of bounds. No, nice save by Johnson. He gets it into Myers. McCarter running it down on the dribble. And throws a pass in there that's knocked down. And Wesley Cox comes up with a steal for Louisville. Bridgman over the line. Slows it up now and waits for teammates. Button moves it on the high post. Bond takes it in backcourt right side to Wesley Cox. Cox goes into Button. Button would like to go to the low man. He finds Philip Bond. Bond looking for Cox. Comes back out to Button. To Bridgman. Left side to Murphy. Murphy going to Bridgman. Along the baseline. Puts it up. And a foul in there. Who got him? Looks like it's on Marcus Johnson, his second. Bridgman for a pair. Bridgman has 8 points. First time he's been to the stripe. Bridgman puts up the first one. It's good. 40-37, Louisville leading. Louisville has led most of the way in a close game that's been tied 8 times. Louisville has led 4 times by 9. Good again. So the Birds lead by 4, 41. And Bond doing a good job in pursuit. Cutting. Here's the looper inside to Myers. One bounce, fall-away jumper, 8 feet, no good, but he was fouled. Cox trying to get the block. Really came into him after in this game. It's up. It's in. 41-39. Louisville by 2 and with the ball. Bridgman flips it to Bond. Bond comes on the attack. He checks. Left side to Murphy. Murphy looking under for Bridgman, but we got a whistle in there, and holding Bridgman is Turkovic. Bond rolls back deep, gives to Bridgman. Right side, it comes to Whitfield. Whitfield looking under. They'd like to go to Bridgman. It comes out to Bond instead. Murphy, left side of the circle. He turns out to, and here's Bridgman with daylight. Misses at 15. They got him at the last second. Put back up by Bond. No good. Fight for the rebound. Tapped inside by Washington. Myers has got it. Waits, gives to Washington. And the center passes over the line to McCarter. Louisville is back and set. McCarter with it. Andre McCarter. He gives it off to Turkovic. Turkovic looking. Back to McCarter. Louisville's tight defense. They're having trouble finding an open man inside. Goes in now on the high post to Washington. He looks back and forth. Goes with it himself. Off on the right side. He looks. Comes out to Johnson. Johnson takes it. He gives it to Turkovic. He comes back in backcourt. Turkovic. Louisville really pushing them out of their offense. Turkovic now driving into the lane. Stops with a 6-footer. No good. Trapped for the rebound. Loose ball. The race is on. Whitfield gets it for Louisville. Gives off to Bond. Long looper to Bridgman. Drives to the baseline. Bounces along the baseline. Turned and put up and in by Button. Bill Button racked up his 7th point. And Louisville leads by 4, 43-39. And to Turkovic, back to McCarter. And Bond has tracked him every step all day. McCarter gets it over the line. At long range on the left side. He looks under. Cross-courts it to Turkovic. Back court with him. Turkovic to Johnson. Johnson looking in at Washington. Looking in at Myers. Myers in the lane. Now he comes out of there just in time. McCarter starts to drive in. Good team defense. They turn him back out. McCarter looking. Goes to Dave Myers. Myers has already dribbled. He's looking. He passes. And here's Washington. Goes up for a jump shot. It's blocked by Bridgman, who's 6'5". Bridgman running out of there with it. Moves to the left corner. Can't get through. Passes out to Bond. It's a bad pass on back over the line and out of bounds. It'll be UCLA's ball. Junior Bridgman, 6'5", blocked that jump shot by 6'9", Rich Washington. 43-39. Louisville leading as we have a timeout on the court with 15 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the game. Timeout on the court with a score. Louisville 43, UCLA 39.
Here's Myers to put it in play, and here's Kaywood Lutford to call it for you.
Dave Myers gets it into McCarter. Offensive court for UCLA. McCarter going over to balance the floor. He looks, still looking. Myers comes out, goes to Washington on the high post. Back to Myers. Long jumper, no good. Battle for the rebound. Johnson's got it, plays it up, no good. Myers tries to put it up, good. Boy, no place in there. You don't like contact. Gee, both teams going viciously to the board. 43-41. Louisville by 2 in with the ball. Down on the left side, offensive court, Alan Murphy with it. Flips it back into backcourt to Philip Bond. One bounce dribble. Here's Bridgman. He turns and fires. No good. Battle for the ball. Still being battled around. McCarter's got it. But Murphy's called for reaching over, and that's the first foul on Louisville's Alan Murphy. Second against the Carter. With Bond right on him. Carter works to the left side. Back and forth. Drives into the circle. Off to the right side. Goes to the baseline with a jumper. No good. And pushing off. Called against Whitfield of Louisville. Ike Whitfield. The step has gone all the way with 6 ball players. Jump shot off the left side. No good. Tapped in by Johnson. That ties it up. 43 all. And that's the 9th time the score has been tied. UCLA, a lot of pride and a lot of tradition. The boy, they're being battled by Louisville. Bunton with it on the high pivot. Whitfield takes it outside. Murphy outside. They go to the left side to Bridgman. Bridgman gives to Bunton. Bridgman goes low. And they try to get the pass intercepted by Turkovich. They try to get it to Murphy. McCarter bringing it down over the timeline. They cannot get a run out on this Louisville team. Gets back very quickly. Left side to Myers. In low to Washington. And here's Johnson open at 12 feet. Hits it. UCLA goes on top. 45-43. And that's only the second time they've led by that much. Wesley Cox being given a breather. Will be checking back in for Louisville. As he has really been going to the boards. Here's Murphy's 20-footer straight out, right it down. Alan Murphy ties it up. 45 all. UCLA with the ball. McCarter up over the straight. Working around outside. Bad pass and out of bounds. Tried to get it to Washington, threw it wide. Washington got a hand on it, but couldn't pull it in. Second turnover for UCLA this half. Louisville gets the ball out of bounds. As Wesley Cox has checked in for Whitfield for Louisville. Philip Bond on the dribble. Comes into friendly court for the Cardinals. Right side to Murphy. He juggles it, hangs on. Gives back to Bond on the right side. Looking at Cox. Cross courts it to Bridgman over his head. Away, moving it down court. McCarter over the stripe and Philip Bond with him. He's a shadow today. McCarter moving laterally. Checks. Goes on the left side to Myers. Myers puts up a long jumper off the side. No good. Fight for the rebound. Louisville's got it. Coming out of there with it is Bridgman. Bridgman passes up to Philip Bond. He drives to the baseline. He's hemmed in. He whips it right back out. Murphy goes up at 20. In and out. No good. Rebounded by UCLA. Washington pulling it down. Starts out with him himself. Now gives off to McCarter. McCarter floats up to Turkovich. An offensive court. Turkovich drives in. Goes up for his jumper. Good. All right. Bond, top of the key. He waits. Bridgman comes out, takes it. Left side to Wesley Cox. They go to Gallen. Gallen, fall-away jumper. Way over. He missed everything. Myers rebounds, throws it long, and Bridgman's the only guy down there. They tried to go to Johnson, but Bridgman was the deep man. Picks it off, and Louisville walks it back up. Bridgman bringing it down himself. Now he gives to Philip Bond. And here's the stab at it. Cox hangs on, gets it back out to Bond. Bond starts his drive toward the corner. Philip Bond really runs this club well. Very intelligent young man. He's got it back from Murphy. Philip Bond, just a sophomore. Left side to Wesley Cox, just a sophomore. Murphy, a senior. He went up for a shot, changed his mind to Bridgman, goes low, tries to put it up, and Turkovich got it. That's 3 on Pete Turkovich. Across 3 on UCLA, but a shooting violation, and Junior Bridgman will step to the strike. He's 2 for 2 at the line. He can tie it up. He can cash them both in here. Alan Murphy going over for a word from the Kentucky bench. Jimmy Crum and Bill Olson saying something to him. The shot good. Junior Bridgman, 3 for 3 at the line. 11 points. He can tie it up. Bridgman finishes his dribble. The shot's on its way. He got it. It took a trip, but it stays there. 47 all, score tied. He looks. UCLA in a 1-3-1. Right side, it goes to Turgovich. He's the wingman. He goes low to Washington. Washington guarded by the freshman Ricky Gallen. Up for a jump shot. Good. Rich Washington gets his 14th point. 49-47. UCLA. Philip Bond back on the attack for the Cards. Checks. Goes to the left side to Murphy. Murphy looking in at Gallen. Comes outside instead to Bridgman. Bridgman goes on the left side. And Wesley Cox has it. A 12-footer. A beauty. Wesley Cox, number 8. Ties it up, 49 all. Carter over the line for UCLA with a score tied. And here is Myers trying to get it in, and Louisville picks it off. Bridgman running out of there with it. Bridgman slows it down, now gives to Murphy. Jump shot, 8-footer, good, off the baseline. Alan Murphy having a big game. 51-49 as Louisville goes back into the lead. Score's been tied 12 times. UCLA with it. McCarter working around outside. Myers on the left side. Tries to get it inside, and Wesley Cox kicks it.
Louisville, for a few minutes, would run out of their offense. Started deferring it. The last 4 trips down the court, they've slowed it down, looked for the good shot, and made it.
All right, with 10:23 to go, we've got a timeout on the court for the score. Louisville 51, UCLA 49.
Louisville leads 51-49 with 10 minutes and 23 seconds to go. This is Ralph Hacker with Kaywood Lutford from San Diego, California, site of the NCAA Finals. Kentucky is already in there. They won this afternoon, defeating Syracuse and having a rough time of it till they got down late in the second half of play. Louisville is 5-12 for 42% here in the second half. UCLA 7-15 for 47%. For the game, Louisville is 48, UCLA 47. Haywood?
UCLA puts the ball in bounds, trailing by 2. McCarter working in backcourt at long range, off on the left side to Myers. Myers drives, stops, and fires. No good. Battle for the rebound. Wesley Cox hauls in another one for Louisville. Hands it to Philip Bond. Bond up the middle. Gives it off to Bridgman. Left side to Cox. Cox in the alley-oop, but it's knocked down by Turgovich. They tried to go to Bridgman, but that pass was just not high enough. And Turgovich was right there. Long pass to Myers, who drives the baseline, falls down. What's the call? He took a pretty good spill in there. I think it's a big call for traveling. It just looked like he lost his footing.
He went down pretty hard. That's the reason they held up play here for just a minute, and also to wipe up the perspiration from the
penalty steps called, and a good call, but he really took a pretty good spill. Just headed for that basket hard, and his feet just left him. 51-49, Louisville with the lead and with the ball. They'll move it the length of the court.
For the first time, Kaywood, in the ball game, Johnny Wooten in the last 5 minutes has started to show a little bit of emotion over there, and it's a little bit of disgust. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.
WHAS Louisville.
UCLA, it is a man-to-man, but they're dropping back and almost looks like a 2-3. Here's a steal by Washington. He's rolling under wide open, lays it in. Rich Washington picked it off and went through for a gimme. To tie it up 51 all. Score tied for the 13th time as Louisville moves in. Bond to Bridgman. Off on the left side, it goes to Cox. Cox in the left corner to Murphy. Out to Cox on the left side to go inside to Gallen. He gets in trouble in there, but that's a good save coming up by Wesley Cox. He goes to Bridgman. Driving the right side of the lane. And Turgovich got him. That's 4 on Pete Turgovich. He's having trouble guarding his old high school teammate from East Chicago, Indiana. From his own end zone. Score tied 51-51 into Murphy. He lets her fly. Got it. Alan Murphy, a 20-footer off the right side for his 20th point, and Louisville leads 53-51. Up over the stripe comes McCarter for UCLA. He checks. Now he drives. He shoots to a stop. Floats it over to Turgovich. Turgovich lets one fly off the right side. Air ball. Missed everything. Louisville moving it the other way. Long pass to Murphy. Goes to the left corner. Gets double teamed. Comes outside the Bond. Bond goes right back into the corner. Murphy's open. Fires. Missed this one. Fight for the rebound. Jump ball. As Gallen and Drollinger, who's into the game now, come off with it together. We've got Ralph Drollinger into the game, a 7-1 junior. Gallen, 6'10 freshman. Here comes the jump. Gallen gets the tap. Loose ball out of bounds. Who hit it last? The referee's looking at each other. They say Louisville's got it. Philip Bond from his own end zone. The UCLA crowd didn't like the call much, and it was a tough one to make. Murphy takes it inbounds. Outside it comes to Bridgman. Bridgman gives off to Bond. Just holds the ball. Now it goes back to Bridgman. Now on the right side, it comes to Cox. Cox looks at Ricky Gallen on the high post, but comes deep to Bond. Bond tightens it up. Back on the right side. Here goes Bridgman. Passes off. Murphy along the baseline. It's blocked this time. Loose ball. Coming up with it is Bridgman. Boy, Louisville going for the loose ball. Cox in the right corner. Inside to Murphy. Back over the head of Beauty. Alan Murphy. U of L leads 55-51 on top by 4. 8 minutes and 8 seconds left in the game. McCarter over the strike. McCarter works off to the right side. Backs out of there with it. Drives to the right side. Goes to the baseline with a 12-footer. Good. Andre McCarter gets his 6 points. 55-53. Louisville by 2. Bridgman and Bond play the guards. However, Bridgman and Murphy interchange at one spot. Bridgman off on the left side by way of Bond to Bunton. To Bond on that left side. He looks. The screen's being set. The pick. Bridgman at the top of the key. Goes back to Bond. Bond, very level-headed young man. Backs out of there with it on the dribble. He checks and Bridgman joins him. Takes it right side. It goes to Bunton. Now they're running the screens inside. Back out. Now here's Cox with it. Cox. A turnaround jumper walks. 13 ties so far. McCarter giving to Washington, who's back in the game. He gives to Johnson. Johnson looking at Myers. Doesn't go to him. Goes to Washington. Washington breaks in. Here's Myers' 15-footer. No good. Tapped up. Good. With a count. No. Drollinger was on somebody's back. And Coach Johnny Wooden is beginning to show a little fire now. Very collected the first half. Now they're working. Button out deep to Bond. Bridgman run off some picks in there. Couldn't get loose. He comes back out and takes the pass. Left side, it goes to Cox. Inside it goes. And here's Bridgman. Turnaround jumper. No good. Loose ball put up by Cox. No good, and he's fouled. I believe Drollinger got him again. That'll be 4 on Drollinger. That's right. His 4th one. Really been the king of the board. Cox fires. Misses again. Rebounded by Myers. Myers spinning. What do we get? Walking. It had to either be a foul or walking because he threw the elbow. It took about 2 steps. He's really protesting, too. Pass into Murphy. Murphy up for a long one. No good. And perfect timing by Bridgman. He puts it back up. No good. And finally, UCLA came off with it. Bridgman timed that thing perfect because UCLA was way up, but they jumped too early. Bridgman was right on it. Couldn't put it in. Here's Washington off the side. No good. And there's a loose ball. Johnson chases it down, fires it right corner. No good. Wesley Cox comes off with it. And this time Cox is called for bumping into Drollinger to block him off.
No, I think the foul has got to be on Drollinger, number 35. Your 5th foul.
You're absolutely right.
Haywood, you made the remark in the first half that the University of Louisville.
For Drollinger, too, incidentally. 56-53, Louisville leading. Louisville's Wesley Cox fires. It's there. 57-53. Louisville with a 4-point lead and with the ball. McCarter dribbling it down over the 10-second line. Circles off to the right side. Puts up a shot coming in. That's no good. Rebounded by Bridgman. That's number 11. Junior Bridgman. He's playing everything. Philip Bond just drops it over the line. UCLA playing back. It's a man-to-man, but they really compacted back in there. Out to Bond. Bond goes to Murphy. He turns open at 8 feet. Got it. He was wide open. 59-53. Louisville opens up a 6-point lead. UCLA comes over the press, driving his Turgovich. He puts it up. It's good. Hung up but dropped in. Turgovich has 12 points. 59-55. Louisville by 4 in with the ball. 5:37 to go. It's tight. Now Louisville will go to a 4-corner. They have not as yet, though. They've played it real straight so far. Here's Bond. Bond breaking in. 15-footer. It's coming off. Rebounded by UCLA. Turgovich to McCarter. McCarter passes up court to Myers. Myers throws too high, but Johnson, I thought it was too high. He went a mile up there to get it. Here's Washington. Back to Myers. Myers goes up at 10 feet. Hits it. Down on the dribble into friendly court for the Redbirds. He checks, goes to Bridgman. Left side to Murphy, halfway to the corner. Murphy looks, goes to Bunton, who's out on a high post, almost to the top of the key. Left side to Bridgman. And Bridgman walks. 4:58 left as Louisville commits its 7th turnover of this second half, and UCLA will get it out of bounds. But first, we're going to have a timeout with 4 minutes, 58 seconds to go. Boy, a barn burner. Timeout on the court for the score. Louisville 59, UCLA 57.
24 for 46%. Kay Wood would like to see Louisville come on with the ball game, hitting everything they threw out.
Right now, they want to deny UCLA this basket that would tie it up. McCarter working outside for the Bruins. He works around to the left, reverses, comes back out at long range. Jump ball. Yes, sir. He didn't penetrate. The 5-second count got him. And McCarter will jump with Bill Bond at the midcourt jump circle. McCarter 1 inch taller at 6'3". Here comes the jump. Up it goes. And McCarter gets the tap to Turkovich, and he and Murphy really going hard for the ball got him. Alan Murphy picks up his second.
That's his second personal foul.
There's only 4 on the cards. So UCLA gets it out of bounds. Myers gives in to McCarter. So McCarter, being tracked by Philip Bond, gets it over the stripe. Bounces on the high post. Here's into Myers. Myers going to Washington, lays it in. Oh, we got a new ball game. 59 all. Hang on. 14th time the score has been tied. The Redbirds come on the attack. Bond to Bridgman outside. Bridgman taking his time. Left side to Wesley Cox. They go inside to Murphy. He dropped it out of bounds. Allen just took his eye off the ball. He was behind the defensive man. 4:13 left. 59-59 the score. UCLA with it. McCarter working his way up on the dribble, and Philip Bond is up to challenge him every step. McCarter angles to the left side, and he reverses. This Louisville really helps each other out defensively. Here's McCarter bracing now into the free throw circle, reverses, passes back out. Washington open at 10 feet, hits it. 20 points for Washington, and UCLA edges ahead 61-59 with 3:48 to go. Philip Bond moving it back on the attack. To Bridgman, left side to Wesley Cox. Looking in. Looking inside. He's too much traffic. He comes out to Bond. Bridgman comes out to take it. Turkovich backs off of him. Back to Bond. Left corner. Murphy fires. No good. Battle underneath. Still a loose ball. Put up by Cox. Good. Wesley Cox really sticking it out there. Tied up 61 all. Tied for the 15th time. 3 minutes and 18 seconds left in the game. Bounce pass goes to Johnson. He turns, bounces off. Washington open at 8. Misses this one. Scratch for the rebound. And the foul, I believe, is on Turkovich. If it is, that's all. A foul is on Turkovich, who fouls out. They'll miss him. That's the second player that UCLA has lost.
I think we would have probably had 100. We had 62 fouls called in the first game today.
Louisville has gone to the stall, the four corner. They've done that a lot. They'll get a lot of booze. Here's Bond. Johnny Wood's in there. Now he goes on in. Passes off. Intercepted. Well, they lost it. Went to the stall and lost it. Running is McCarter. He can't get through. Reverses off to the right side and now comes way back out deep. Goes to Myers. Burns, 15-footer is blocked and knocked out of bounds. But I thought that was a good block, but somebody got caught. 2 shots coming to Myers. He puts down a couple of more bounces and lets it fly. It's rolling off. No good. Score remains 61-61. Myers has hit 2 out of 3. Fires again. Rolling off. He missed them both, and Louisville's got the rebound. So Myers, the All-American, went up there and blew 2 big ones. A break for U of L, and now the Cards. Let's see if they go back into the four corner. They haven't yet. No. They work to the right side. The Cards abandon the four corner. Murphy with it, but they're trying to play it very deliberately. Bunton looking inside, looking in there. Now he floats inside to Murphy, puts it up and in. 63-61. Louisville edges ahead with 2:06 left in the game. McCarter over the stripe for UCLA. Looking around, goes to the right side to Myers. Myers looking for the breaks. He can't find anybody. Now he's going to put up a long one himself. No good. Rebounded by Philip Bond. Bond running it out for Louisville. Bounce up pass, knocked down by McCarter, but he can't save it. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Louisville's ball from its own end zone. Terry Howard checks in. You'll see Louisville go to the stall now because he is a fine dribbler, a senior from Louisville. Terry was a starter last year. Louisville's going to try to put it in the freezer with a minute. They're going to make UCLA come get him. Now, Dave Myers is right now on Terry Howard. Philip Bond with it. Philip's a good ball handler, too. He starts in, bluffs the drive. They're going to freeze her out if they can with a minute 32 to go. Bond comes deep. Here he starts in. Cut off. Comes back out of there with Carter chasing him. Bond puts some moves on him. Here he goes down the lane. He doesn't care if he gets, he'll take the layup, but that's all. Howard takes it, and he makes his move. Coming between people. Driving into the circle, he reverses back outside with 1:13 to go. When I saw Terry Howard check in, I thought this is what we'd see. It's the old four corner. Junior Bridgman with it. Junior won't want to keep it too long. He gives to Philip Bond, and he's fouled. McCarter reaching in, got him. His first. But it'll be Philip Bond at the free throw line. Looks like UCLA might be trying to get a timeout. And UCLA does get a timeout. Stopping the clock with 1:06 to go. Philip Bond will be at the free throw line when we come back to play with a score. Timeout on the court. It's Louisville 63, UCLA 61. Bond is a fine shooter. UCLA has come in for the first time. It's Spillane. Shot is good. Philip Bond. Bond is an excellent free throw shooter, and he is an excellent clutch player. They're getting Ricky Gallen in there now. Alan Murphy goes out. They want that size in there to get the ball. They want to go back into the breeze if UCLA should miss. 64-61 Louisville. Philip Bond, the left-hander, fires it. It's good. 65-61 Louisville by 4. 1:03 to go. UCLA over the line. The pass goes to Spillane. Back out to McCarter. McCarter has it back. There's the floater inside, and Myers goes up. Ricky Gallen blocked it. Myers takes it, can't get it. Washington does no good, but the foul is on whom? It is on Bill Bunton. Bill Bunton. Washington at the line has 2. 48 seconds left. The shot is up. Got it. 65-62.
UCLA a 2-point favorite coming into the game.
Back of the line. Rich Washington. Good. 65-63. Louisville by 2. UCLA's in its press now. There's the pass. Intercepted. And here is Spillane with it. He goes left. Can't get through. Guy puts up his shot. No good. Rebounded good by Marcus Johnson. And ties it up 65-65. The press is on. Out of bounds. UCLA's ball. The press was bothering Louisville. 34 seconds to go. UCLA has the ball, and Denny Crum is signaling for a timeout. So we've got a timeout on the floor. And the score, Louisville 65, UCLA 65.
Bruins got credit for the timeout with 34 seconds to go. Because Button had touched the ball and it went out of bounds. Louisville's having trouble with a UCLA press. Louisville has turned the ball over 11 times in the second half. 2 of them, the last 2 times, they've tried to get it in play. UCLA 7. UCLA has turned it over 14 for the game. U of L 21, and here's Kaywood Leffert.
All right. UCLA has the ball. 32 seconds. The clock moving. And now it's UCLA who's gone to the four corner. And Spillane starts through. He comes back out. Starts through again. Gives on the left side to Washington. Washington dribbling it. Bounces back out to Spillane. To go with Louisville asking for timeout. 7 left. So the Redbirds grab that ball. UCLA didn't cash it in, and Louisville still has a chance to put 2 on the board and win it. 7 seconds left. You can bet Denny Crum has cooked up something. Whether it works or not, I don't know. But with 7 seconds to go, Louisville has everybody in the UCLA end of the court. It comes into Philip Bond. Bond, he's moving over. They go to the left side, and Bridgman fires it. No good. The horn sounds. We're going to overtime. So we've got an overtime coming up. And we'll just say we'll be right back with the overtime action. There's timeout right now with the score. Louisville 65, UCLA 65.
We are in our first overtime of the 1975 NCAA Final Four. Kentucky won this afternoon in regulation play, 95-79 over Syracuse, and the University of Louisville and the UCLA Bruins are going into a 5-minute overtime, the first overtime, at 65-65. As Junior Bridgman tried one from about 30 feet and went across the rim and hit the hands of Button and went out of bounds to end the regulation play. U of L hit on 10 of 26 for 38%. In that second half, UCLA 14 of 35 in that second half for 40%. As neither team put on a classic show of shooting. We're ready to start the first 5 minutes of overtime, and here to call it for you is Kaywood Ledford.
All right, Bunton and Washington move in. And Bunton gets the tap. It was deflected by Johnson, but the Cox and now U of L's got it. There's the pass to Murphy. Murphy works. Myers fell down and Murphy hit an 8-footer. Alan Murphy.
Number 20, Alan Murphy.
Oh, he's having a big game. 67-65 as U of L draws first blood. Outside to McCarter, offensive court. Here's Johnson looking at Washington. Here's Spillane wide open in the left corner. Got it. Over the line to Murphy. Murphy waits. Here's to Philip Bond. Bond is on the work now. Not going anywhere. Here's to Bridgman. Right back to Bond. Off on the left side it goes to Cox. Bond goes over and gets it. Looks under. Comes out to Wesley Cox at the top of the key. Cox gives it back to Bond. He comes out deep to Bridgman. Louisville very, very careful right now. Very methodical. Right side to Murphy. Looks under. Can't see anything wide open. Gives to Bond. Cox with it. Cox looking. Goes inside. Murphy turns around, puts it up and in. Will it count? Yes. The basket is good. And a foul. Jim Spillane. Jim Spillane got it. Alan Murphy, who's having himself a sensational night. 22. That's 30 points for Murph. Has a chance for a three-pointer. He's got it. 70-67. Louisville by 3. UCLA with the ball. Spillane working his way up over the time strike. 5'11", a little guy. He gives to Washington. Turns around with a 16-footer. Good. Boy, UCLA, they've been there too long. They won't quit. 70-69. Louisville by 1. A long pass to Murphy. Comes along the baseline. Fakes. And he's fouled. Washington got him. Alan Murphy gave him a big fake. Drew Washington off his feet. As he came down, he raked Alan Murphy. And I believe Murphy will get a pair here. Louisville leading. Alan Murphy at the line. 2 shots. Murph's been there 3 times without a miss. The first one's on its way. No good. Alan Murphy stands in for his second shot. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the overtime. Louisville leading by 1. Murphy can make it 2. 2 bounces, now 3. The Birmingham senior lets her fly. Got it. Louisville 71, UCLA 60. Skips over the stripe with it. He checks, still on the dribble, now moves to the right side, moves down that right side with Philip Bond in pursuit. Spillane bouncing to Johnson. Johnson off to the left, fakes. He doesn't take a shot. Gives to Washington. Washington tries to cut through. He can't. Out to Spillane. 3:10 left in the over. We're in overtime. Here's Spillane driving in, can't go. Johnson on the left side. Almost fell down as he tried to duck and drive, couldn't go. Spillane takes it, comes back out at long range. Spillane goes to, there's a give and go, driving his McCarter, hands it off, and so good. Rebounded by Bridgman. That was missed right inside by Washington. He just missed that one, and Louisville's got it. Now, let's see if the Cards spread it out and try to freeze it. They lead by 2. Nope, they're playing it straight. Bunton with it. Just the top of the circle. He goes to Bond. Inside to Bridgman. Bridgman can't get through. Turns to a little fall away. No good. Fight for the rebound. Little guy Spillane finally got it after a couple of people tapped it. Brings it over the line to McCarter. McCarter walks. He lost control of that ball. UCLA not back in his press. Here's Philip Bond. Quickly comes over the line. Spillane reaches in. And here's Murphy. Goes in. No good, but he's fouled by Washington. Spillane with it. Louisville leading 71-69, 2:20 left in the overtime. This has been some kind of a ball game. Alan Murphy at the line. Murphy's hit 4 of 5. Gets 2 shots here. 2:20. Clock stop. Free throw on its way and no good. It rimmed and shot off to the left. Alan Murphy is back on that line. 2 bounces. He pulls the trigger. It's rolling in good. But that could be a big point. That gives Louisville a 3-point edge. 72-69. Spillane drives to the top of the key, gets in trouble, kicks it back outside to McCarter. McCarter circling off to that right side. Out it comes to Spillane, the left side to Johnson. Johnson gives out to Spillane. 2 minutes to go in the overtime. McCarter with it to Spillane. Left side. Can't get through. Here is Myers. Myers jumper way off target. Johnson puts it back up and in. 72-71. U of L with the lead in the ball. Minute 43 to go. We thought UCLA might press. They don't. They fall back, still man-to-man. Bond comes over the line. Gives to Bridgman. To Bond. To Bunton on that high post. He turns and looks under. Now goes to Cox, who comes out high. He looks at Bond in there. He's got a little guy on him. The guy will go into him. Philip Bond, turnaround jump shot. No good. Tapped out to McCarter. Louisville's ball, though. He was out of bounds. A minute 25. Philip Bond took 5'11" Spillane inside, but he got some help in there. Here's Murphy wide open with a 20-footer right side. Misses this one. Rebounded, though. Put back up by Bridgman. Comes off. Tapped in by Cox. Louisville went 3 times to the board to get that one. 74-71 Cardinals. Spillane with it for UCLA. To McCarter. 106. We're in an overtime. McCarter works to the right side. Comes back to Spillane. Spillane looking inside. Comes on the left side to Johnson. He's looking hard for Myers, and we've got pushing on Wesley Cox inside his second foul. That's the rest of the clock with 57 seconds to go. Dave Myers can cut it to 1. UCLA is going to hit him with a press right after this. There's the shot. It's good. UCLA, yes, they are going to the press. U of L has everybody, and UCLA's into the court. The pass comes into Bunton. Off to Bond, and Bond turns it on, driving the left side. Runs halfway to the corner, checks his speed, and comes back outside and calls for a timeout. 50 seconds to go. Timeout on the court for the score. Louisville 74, UCLA 73. Bond and Terry Howard are the 2 people they want to handle the ball now. They'll take either one. It comes in back over the line to Philip Bond. Oh, we expect them. Yes, they're spreading out in their 4 corner. Philip Bond with it. Bond's a very good ball handler. So is Terry Howard. Howard gives it off to Bridgman. Now, Junior won't keep it too long. He just goes over to balance the floor out at long range, 37 seconds. He comes back out of there with it. He's a little longer than I thought. Terry Howard with it. Terry starts off. Moves. And Terry Howard is a great free throw shooter. They would rather he be fouled than anybody out there. Terry moving it around. Goes off to Bill Bunton. Takes it back. 22 seconds. And we got a call. Spillane. Ralph, look it up for me. I don't believe Terry Howard has missed a free throw shot all year. Terry Howard is in on 28 of 28. All right, Terry Howard on the line. That's who they wanted to strike. 20 seconds to go. 1-1. He fires it. He missed it. Rebounded by UCLA. With it is Washington. He gives to McCarter. 15 seconds to go, and now UCLA wants timeout. Don't go away. 13 seconds left. 74-73, Louisville with a 1-point lead. UCLA with the ball in the timeout. Louisville, of course, wants to keep pressure on them. They want them to use up that clock and not be able to stall around and take the shot they want. McCarter gets it over the line. 9 seconds left. Off on the right side. It goes to Johnson. They go into Washington. Up for a jumper 10. He's got it. 2 seconds to go. Louisville calling a timeout with 2 seconds left and UCLA leading 75-74. And gosh, I don't know. The Cardinals have played so very, very well, and they are in jeopardy now. I think they deserved a better fate.
They did for a fact. That was Washington, number 31, who hit it. Washington had the best half of anybody for UCLA. He had 10 points in the first half. In this half alone, he has taken 9 shots, and he's hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. He has hit his last 6 shots in a row after hitting 1 and missing 2. So you could almost bet that with Myers putting the ball in play, that they wanted Rick Washington to put it in.
All right. Louisville has 3 men at midcourt. They have Bill Bunton deep. They have Bridgman, Murphy, and Bond. And it's thrown in to Murphy. He drops the ball, picks it up and throws it, and that took away their chances. UCLA wins it 75-74. Some final comments in a minute. This is the University of Kentucky Basketball Network.